Drea Michele, Basketball Wives. You know who she's reminding me of? Porsha Williams from Real Housewives of Atlanta. These girls are beautiful, gorgeous, but they don't have it all up here. So, just like Porsha, instead of making sure that when a guy buys you something, an asset, or something expensive that you can resell later on in your life, make sure that that property is in your name. Remember, not too long ago, we were talking about Simon Gobadia sending a cease and desist to the Real Housewives of Atlanta production company not to film his car, the Rolls Royce he gifted Porsha January 2022. Gifted, only to find out that he never gave it to Porsha. Porsha has no ownership of that car because her name is not on the deed, and Simon is the one paying for the insurance for the car. Simon's name is the only one on the deed of that very expensive car. It costs between $300,000 to $400,000. Porsha is still driving that car while they're going through this divorce proceeding. Now, here we are, Drea Michelle, in almost a similar situation with Porsha, except hers is much more expensive. It's $3.2 million worth that she was supposed to get. Let's talk about this. So Draya Michele, Basketball Wives, she didn't really last long, but I like what she did after she got the name recognition. Now, some people already knew Draya Michele, but most of us learned about Draya through Basketball Wives. I don't know, I think she was fired or she left. She wasn't getting along with Shawnee O'Neal, okay? Shawnee O'Neal is a mess. Even Shaquille O'Neal's mother, didn't like her from the start. Now, that's another story, but that information we just learned yesterday. I never cared for Shawnee. She gave me bad vibes, and maybe she was right. Remember in her book, Shawnee said she never loved Shaquille after all. So, we can just say she was God digging, just like Porsha Williams and just like Drea Michele. But let's go back to Drea Michelle's story. So yesterday, Drea Michele filed a lawsuit against her boyfriend, Tyrod Taylor, who is a sportsman, an NFL player. Now, so Drea and Tyrod started dating back in 2020. They were official or went public in 2021. In 2022, Tyrod buys a mansion and allows Drea and her children to move in. By that time, she only had 2 kids. So they move in, everything is going well, they're dating, and they have an agreement at that time. Whatever money Drea invests in the property, it's going to go towards the sale of the house, or the purchase price rather of the house. So the agreement was that Drea would eventually buy the house from her boyfriend Tyrod. If she made mortgage payments, it will go towards the final purchase price. And I was thinking, why would you be making mortgage payments if he paid for the house and the house is in his name? But anyway, that was the agreement. 2023, they broke up. Don't know why they broke up. At the same time, 2023, Drea gets with her current baby daddy, the 22-year-old, what's his name? Jalen Green. He's also plays some sports. I don't know if he's basketball or football, but he makes a lot of money. And Drea recently just had a baby girl with him. Remember, the world just shamed Drea for having a baby with a guy who was the same age as her oldest son.
You look amazing. You look like you guys are practically the same age. So is it shocking to you that people have a problem with the age gap, being that you look amazing?
No, I don't know what people's problem is. 2 adults being in love. No, I don't know why that would rub people the wrong way.
Drea is 39. I think she's turning 40 this year. And the baby daddy, her current baby daddy, is 22 years old. Their baby is not even 6 months old. But anyway, so that's what happened. Drea breaks up with Tyrod 2023. Immediately, it seems, Drea gets with this young guy, Jalen Green. She falls pregnant and she now has a baby. Well, Drea still resides in the house Tyrod bought in his name and his name only. Okay? Drea says sometime December 2023 or January this year, 2024, they got into the final agreement. Let me rewind a little bit. So in 2022, when he allows Drea to move into his house with her kids, they have a verbal. Imagine, you are talking about a house worth millions of dollars, and you have a verbal agreement that, oh, I'm going to purchase this house down along the line. So anything I sink into this home goes towards the purchase price. And you're like, okay, fine, because we are in love. Like, no, you're stupid. I am so sorry. But that's the dumbest thing. The moment you guys agreed, even if you were still dating, even if you were in love, you were not married at that point. But even if you were married, you still need, at least let him include your name, to show that you have some kind of ownership of the house, right? But no, they just have a verbal agreement. Okay, fine. But look what happened. Not long after they moved into the house, I don't even think it was a year, 2023, they break up. That's why you need to have written official agreements, right? So they break up. Drea gets with Jalen, but she continues to reside in the house. January or December 2023 or January this year, they get into another agreement that she can buy the house. And at that time, Tyrod still says, yes, you can buy the house. Drea makes an offer of $2.4 million. Tyrod counters. Remember, when they're making this second agreement, Drea is pregnant with another guy. Tyrod is now her ex-boyfriend, and Drea is still residing in her ex-boyfriend's home. I'm like, listen, Drea, he's jealous. He's bitter that you got pregnant with another guy. Even if you've broken up, you got pregnant with another guy, and the audacity for you to still reside in his house or bring that other guy in his house to sleep with you and get pregnant. That's why he reneged on his deal. Right? Anyway, so January 2024, they have a second verbal agreement again. Like, Drea, come on, girl. Okay. So they have a second agreement. She offers 2.4. He counters 3.2 million. She says, okay, I'll buy it from you at 3.2 million. They draft or write up an agreement. The agreement was lease-to-own. So she was not officially buying the house, but they were making a lease agreement, a lease-to-own. Yeah, a lease-to-own. So basically saying you're going to buy the house eventually at some point. Well, guess what? No one signed the agreement. Drea did not sign the agreement. Tyrod did not sign the agreement. I believe March, Tyrod says, get out of my house. Drea is like, wait, what? I'm about to have a baby. Get out of my house, I said. He tells Drea. And Drea is like, oh my God. Didn't we agree that I'm going to buy this house from you? And you countered with 3.2 million and I said I'm going to buy it. Not only that, Drea decided to make some renovations on the house. She sunk in $300,000 into that house. And she said she's made some mortgage payments. But now Tyrod is like, out, get out. I don't want you in my house, get out. And Drea refused to get out. And he told her, don't force me to evict you. So that's the steps he started to do, trying to evict Drea out of his house. This is now what we see, because he's threatening to evict Drea. She quickly files a lawsuit for breach of contract. Do you guys think she has a case here? The lease-to-own agreement was never signed. The first verbal agreement they made while they were still a couple, still in love, nobody witnessed, unless Drea has some documents as evidence, maybe text messages where there's discussion that this is what will eventually happen. I think what Drea wants is the court to force Tyrod to sell the house to Drea at the agreed price of $3.2 million, or for her to recoup what she invested in the house, any mortgage payments she made, and the $300,000 plus she spent to renovate the home. Yet again, I mean, listen, ladies, if you find a guy that buys you something that is worth something, make sure your name is on the deed or a document that shows that you have some kind of ownership. Don't just be too excited and live in the moment. Things end, just like we saw with Drea. The relationship is not there. Like, now she's fighting with this guy about the house. She wants the house. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Drea actually has a chance of winning this lawsuit? I think it all depends on the documents she has to prove that there was ever an agreement. But I don't even know if that's enough to force him to sell the house. He can pull out. Anyway, guys, that's the Drea story, similar to Porsha Williams. Beautiful girls that don't have it all up here, okay? They need to wake up. You need to be smarter than that. That's it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Until the very next one. Bye.